Mic check. Mic check. How do I... Definitely keeping the hat on today. Still nervous. Okay. I always wanted to do that. I got this little slate in my 3rd studio. This is my 4th studio. First video mentioned that I had a few weeks left in this current studio. I was so wrong. And I showed my wife, Lindsay, the footage from yesterday. She's like, you know that we get the keys the end of this week and you have to be out of your studio next week. I have not even started packing. I'm gonna take a deep breath. Also failed to mention yesterday, I wrote something very personal to me titled, I Need to Be a Better Artist. I'll put the link below. It would really mean a lot to me. And if 2020 has been in any way difficult for you, I highly recommend you checking it out. I made some notes. Slow down and catch up and not pretty. Okay, whatever. With that being said, that's the intro.
I made it through the longest night ever.
This is my 3rd Snicker bar in 5 minutes.
Tokyo! The Annapurna Range. Welcome to Belgium. On my 6x7 II. Hi!
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that I didn't say like, hey everybody, welcome to my new YouTube video. But yeah, I wanna get right into it. And so today we're gonna talk about creating a system. Without any further delay, I'm gonna grab my coffee and grab this camera and let's get right to it. My system is started by making a set of rules for myself. I said, what's important to me? If I take a picture, no matter where it is, it needs to fit under these 2 roofs. Either it's just a personal project, which means, hey, that could be a beach day with my family. It could just mean I'm like walking around and I have no real specific vision for it. It doesn't mean it's bad. Some of my best work, I would say, fit into like my personal category. If I set off like when I hiked the Appalachian Trail, bam, that's a project. Anything that I shot from that through hike is gonna be in its own folder or binder. And so that's like the first step. That's like the most important thing that I would break it down. The next thing that I think about, and this is a good chance for me to talk about my style, is the cameras. I had not shot a lot of medium format, and so I really wanted to change that this year. And so I started filming a lot on my Hasselblad, and then I got my Pentax 6x7 II, which had not been working for almost 2 years. And I got that fixed, so it got CLA'd. It now works, and I love this camera so much because I have different lenses for each one of these. So there's moments I want to use this one and moments when I'd want to use that one. I want to rewind a little bit though, because I think this is also something that's like really important. For me, I always try to think of the cameras obviously like as a tool, and each tool does something super different. Not to get like too philosophical, but take for instance, this year I started shooting a project in Biddeford, and that's what I have all here. This is just film that I've shot in the town that we live in, and I've decided that I'm only gonna walk the town with the Hasselblad, so that way like everything's in the same format. I'm also trying to only use like 2 different film stocks, like one Portra 400 and then HP5 for Ilford, just to like keep things simple. How does that relate to my system? That's a little more of like my style. Let's dive into one of my... I think this is a great time for a fake ad, brought to you by my friends at Flagstaff Camera, who I've been working with to develop my film, and I actually have a ton of film to send out. This past week, with the fall colors changing as much as they were, like I shot like a madman, and now I have no more color film to shoot, so that's a problem. How do I send my film out? I printed a prepaid label. I have a box. I'm really excited to work with Flagstaff. Let me say that again, oh my gosh. I'm really stoked to be working with I am really stoked to be working with Flagstaff Camera, and the reason being is their whole staff is awesome. I think it's really important to have a good friendship with your developer. It's really nice to be able to know that your film is trusted, that you trust your film with your lab. Trust your lab That is my best tip for you. One more tip when you send film to your developer, I always put it in a bag inside of the box, just in case of like weather or whatnot. You never have to worry about that. Hey, if it fits, it ships. That's what they say. Look at this. I have more film to put in here actually, so I can't close it up. Look at that. It's done. In a few weeks, we'll have a bunch of film back. That's the ad for today. Without just all the talking, let's actually dive into some of my work. The Grand Canyon I only shot with my Context G2. When I was on the CDT, I was lucky enough to use a Hasselblad X-Pan, but on Nepal and the PCT, I had used multiple cameras. So I will pull both of those out, bring those over here. All right, I think I gotta like clean up this table here for a second. So in the meantime, here we are, and I'm gonna show you two of my projects that are archived, and that is what I shot in 2016. And this is Nepal, and then the Pacific Crest Trail, and I basically shot these back to back. One more thing, I also need the lookbooks. Okay, so this is the part that I find most exciting, is it's not just the negatives. I have these physical copied lookbooks, which will mirror how my computer looks, which we'll get into at the end of this video. When you open this up, and this is just for fun for me, but I show here how many rolls of film that I've shot, kind of like a table of contents. So it shows that I shot 65 rolls of film on the PCT, 37 were color, 28 were black and white. This is pretty cool. I make this lookbook because sometimes if I say like, I need to look for a specific image, sometimes it's a lot like you can see how fast I can just flip through all of this film here. It's like, these are digital contact sheets, which again, I will show you how to make. But right now, like this was just an important part of my process, was to be able to have this and say, oh, I really need to get this rescanned. Well, that one is camera 2, roll 9, and I shot that even on Kodak Tri-X 400. And so like I can pull this up and you're gonna see in here instantly everything according to what we have. On a finish binder here, you're gonna see the camera, and then you're gonna see like its roll and its kind of data here. And so if I flip through it, obviously it's pretty hard to see, whoa, which shot is this unless you use like a light box or something. And so that's a huge reason why I like to have this, because this is a lot easier to flip through. And I can just go here, oh, that's, roll 18. And I could come over here and there's 19 and then 18. So there it is. This is this roll of film right here. So that brings me back to this system that I've made for myself. So like, project, I had Pacific Crest Trail, and I shot on 3 cameras at 3 different times. So then I broke it up by camera, and then order. I do, to the best of my ability, make it chronological. On a project or like a trail, that seemed to be easy for me because I could literally think like, oh, here is Damascus on the Appalachian Trail, and then here is the Maryland state border, and so on and so forth. So you kind of know what order things are gonna be. Another thing that helps with order is that most cameras can only shoot 1 film at a time, unless you have something like the Hasselblad, which can have multiple backs, that you're just gonna have to make a decision. Yeah, that is everything in a nutshell. Let's go back to the top. Okay, so I'm trying to show you my computer now, so I can show you a little bit of the digital side. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Oh, that'd be a cool angle. I could be like, yo, but that's really low. So we'll just keep it close. That's fine. This will be fine. So I'm starting a screen recording. Okay, right now I am showing my hard drive, and this is my organizational system. Once I dive into the computer, I try to make it as simple as possible. In the year 2016, I hiked the Pacific Crest Trail and I was in Nepal. And both of those, to me, I considered projects. I have a projects folder, and right there, there's 2 folders. So let's go into Nepal because I think that one was fun. I'll go photography, and then right here, I've got my Hasselblad. I only shot 5 rolls of film before my camera broke, which was awful. Anything, this is the key, anything that I ever do with that roll of film lives in that folder. And you're gonna see in this roll 4, I have just like a simple contact sheet that I made, and that is a digital contact sheet right here. And then I have darkroom scans because the darkroom lab in LA was the ones who developed these films. Each frame is renamed with the system that I like. And so I'll show that again once we do the part 2 in the digital files. Okay, let's think about this. I think we're gonna need another intermission.
Yeah, the other one's just less steep for pack animals. Gotcha. If you go further and then take the other side trail, but yeah, if you go back, that one's a...
All right, so we're back, and before I show you too much more, I want to show you a few other things. Every lab cuts the film differently, and so some are like 4 frames, some are like 7 frames long, and so I have grown a collection of archival sleeves. So this is strictly just for slides. Yeah, so that's really nice to have. My biggest tip is I don't ever have a lot of money to be able to invest in all this stuff at one time, but little by little, if I buy, I'm like, oh, I need some archiving sleeves or a binder, I'll buy 1 binder and I'll try to buy 25 sleeves, and just so I can slowly gain a little stockpile of them. This is probably the best my archival shelf has looked in recent times. The next few videos, this stuff is gonna be really important. So all I can say again is, hey, let's make this fun. And if you have any questions, please comment or send me a message on my Instagram, and slowly we'll be learning how to archive everything properly. I hope you're as excited about this as I am. I'm thinking, All right, yeah, so just a quick little recap of what we're learning here in today's video is creating your system. You know, if you're brand new at this or you kind of want to adapt it, my suggestion would be try to give yourself limits. Sometimes people really want to get stuck to dates and everything. I don't think that's as important, especially locations, because what happens if you shoot a roll of film in 2 countries or 2 places? What are you gonna do? I would never break up that roll of film. That's just what I do. And so you just try to make it easy for yourself. Yeah, just write a few rules down and allow that to be your flow chart of where does this roll of film fit. For me, at the beginning of the year, my Biddeford project did not have a home. Everything was just personal. I haven't shot any project in a few years because I've just been focusing on family and all the great things there. But once the coronavirus hit, we were all stuck inside, I realized how bad I needed to start taking pictures again. And I said, hey, what if you started thinking of this as a project? And slowly I started pulling all of those negatives into a different folder, and now they have a different binder. And so it's just one way for me to help my process in archiving and being able to find something. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for watching, and make sure you click subscribe, and if you could, share this with your friends because we're all in this together. Thanks again for watching. Thank you.